Hi, my name is Sienna, and here are some words I'd like to share with you. From what I've observed, we can all relate to art no matter how and where we exist. Art should reach whoever experiences it, but the way it will affect them is totally in their hands. The variety of communication that art embodies makes it possible to be accessible to everyone, but that's only if we choose to accept an eventuality of ever-changing matter. I follow whatever is drawing me to its vast possibility, because I believe in immersing myself in as many outlets and environments of creativity as possible. Therefore, the purpose of making art changes as anything will. I make it when it feels like a stable rock to jump to, but there's a chance I may slip. That's why I think art makers are braver than we credit them to be. Although I can express things with art that I haven't been able to do in words or dance, for example, that doesn't mean I find instant inspiration. Sometimes I have to go after my inspiration instead of waiting for it. I find it in multiple places, but building from it is the bigger step. I like when art lets me dwell in mindfulness, as well as when it pushes me to question and empower myself within the world around me. I can soak up understanding from whatever ideas surround me. This allows for self-discovery. The more I make things from the intangible, the more I learn. However, this expression through material creation is actually a recreation. And this recreation should be shared. Since sharing is caring, and for some reason related to life, the universe, and everything, artists tend to question things not everyone else does. For me, this urge comes from a mostly primal and intuitive place, in my psyche and my constantly evolving self. The task of creating excites and drains me, challenges and entertains me, and most certainly extends my acceptance of the present moment. A lot of people start to worry about the future at my age. They also regret the past. They're numb to the present. That's not to say I don't experience this to some degree, but art lets me walk through past, present, and future with a mixture of yearning or curiosity, and most importantly, acceptance. Meanwhile, I typically enjoy the act of development more than the result of the final piece, as I feel more comfortable knowing I am in fluctuation, thriving from its process. If I do worry about the final piece, the intention gets cloudy. Does something come from nothing, or nothing come from something? As humans, we physically evolve like any animal, but what did our emotions and instincts stem from? We exercise the brain and our muscles, but what about the exercising of those exercises? Art allows us to at least touch upon, if not to start to fill in, worthy answers. I don't like to hold back when it comes to materials because I want to make complexity hold hands with simplicity. Alternatively, I think art cannot be complete without the speaking, writing, and physical creation of it. I'm getting used to the idea of making things that can have scope because I haven't found it easy to make a series or bodies of works from a theme. Instead, I naturally work with my energy on a couple of objects and then move on. I do channel themes that are important to me, whether they're frustrating, inspiring, painful, light, insightful, or intuitive. These include how moving multiple times in my life has changed what I perceive with regards to home, stability, and family. The way I value my primal instincts in an often forceful and deafening world. What it means to be honest with myself, but also pushing the depths of memory versus dreams. Nature and earth and its ability to meet my needs in any circumstance. And how celestial bodies and clouds transform and change in shape and matter. For example, constellations are chosen connections. We have no control over the amount of stars in our galaxies. Although these notions are easier said than transferred into artworks, I'm beginning to sense an absolute inner place from where my artistic motives are rooted. I savor the opportunity to reach an instinctual feeling, using my senses and actions to form a behavior rather than a phase in making. I also prefer optimism, but not always, since mystery, confusion, frustration, and sometimes make themselves apparent in my concepts or pieces. A drop of the unreachable and unknown is needed to extend an idea into the world. This can resonate with anyone and our consciousness as a whole. I like to finish with a lyric from a band you may have heard of. They're called the Beatles. The song is called The End. It's pretty appropriate. It's from the Abbey Road album, 1969. And in the end, the love you make or take is equal to the love you make. Now, replace, or even better, add the word art with love to this lyric. The art you take is equal to the art you make. Thank you.